Hey guys, Jarrett with Esco Viper Gunworks here today with my CZ-52 chambered in 7.62 by 25 Tokarev, which is a beefy cartridge, as you can tell by the length of the mag. I'll put a picture right up here somewhere of a comparison between it and 9mm. It is a very spicy round. It is originated from the 7.63 by 25 Mauser. It is not backwards compatible with it, however, because it is much hotter. It is loaded way higher pressure than the 30 Mauser. So it is not safe to shoot in a C96. However, the 30 Mauser is safe to shoot in this, and it does cycle it reliably, as I'll show later in the video. This gun is a single action only. As you can see, you put it on fire and pull the trigger and the hammer does not come back. So there is a decocker. So if you put it on safe, it will decock the weapon. And then when you put it back to fire, you have to cock the hammer again for it to work. However, the decockers on these and the firing pin blocks are notorious for failing. So you should always test safely before you trust the decocker. And even then, who knows when it'll fail? So I don't know. I wouldn't trust it ever, really. I would just, if you cock it, I would hit the decocker and slowly lower the hammer with your hand just to be safe. This gun is very special because it is roller delayed. That also is why it looks kind of weird. The bore axis is extremely high because the roller system takes up so much space here in the middle. To take it apart, I'll take it apart and show you the roller system. To take it apart, you just need to cock the hammer. It just helps. Gently pull the slide back a little bit, not a lot. Pull these two tabs here, pinch them and pull them down, which allows the slide to go forward. Then you can let go of the tabs and just pick the slide off. This is usually as far as I go to clean it and do anything with it. But if you need to take the barrel out, you can do so by taking the mag and using this front lip here to hook into this. This is the roller delay system. So when you shoot, these rollers keep the barrel locked up, which helps absorb recoil until a certain point, and then it opens up and allows the barrel to travel. So if you need to take it apart and clean, maybe the inside of the barrel, whatever, clean the roller mechanism out, you take the mag, pull down, and then to a point, there's a certain point in here that will allow you to lift up and get it out. And then you can take it apart and put it back. I'm not going to go all that far because sometimes getting it back together is a pain. So I'm just going to take it this far. This is as far as you really need for a normal cleaning. Then putting it back together is just, you take the barrel. There's two notches here on the front of the frame that you need to line up with two notches here in the slide. You line those up, press down, and pull back, and then it's back together. This gun, unlike the Mauser Model 1914 from the last video, has a slide lock. However, most of the time, the slide lock does not have this handle on it. So without this button, the only way to get the slide to drop would be to take the mag out and slingshot it. But someone added this handy shelf so that you can unlock the gun without having to do that. It's an okay feature, I guess. I don't condone modifying historical firearms, but I mean, it's cool. I guess it helps a little bit when you have the mag in there and you can just hit it and close the gun, lock it up. These grips are Bakelite, some kind of Bakelite hard plastic. They are only held on by this little bit of spring steel here, keeping tension on them from coming out. It's not the best design, but it works and it was cheap, and that's what they were going for, so they achieved their goal. The mag holds 8 and it's just a single stack. It is extremely long because the bullets are long, which gives this gun a horrendous grip. I mean, you have to have pretty large hands to hold this thing and have any sort of control over it. especially with the bore axis being so high, it wants to flip up really bad because the weight of the slide really wants to drag it back in your hand. The roller bearing helps with recoil a lot. It doesn't recoil hard. It doesn't kick hard. It just wants to come back hard because there's so much momentum from the slide coming back. It's kind of a double-edged sword, but it helps a lot because it feels good when you shoot it. It's just bringing it back down on target is a little harder. All right, I'm loaded up with the 85 grain Winchester Full Metal Jacket 7.62 by 25 Tokarev. It's not a bad group, but could be a little better. All right, now let's try some rapid fire. I'm loaded up with 8 more rounds of Winchester 85 grain 7.62 by 25. Let's see if I can put the roller delay to use. I'd say for rapid firing this large and powerful of a cartridge, maybe not large, but this powerful of a cartridge, I'd say that's a pretty good group for rapid fire. The roller delay really helps. All right, one question I've wondered for a while, and now I actually have the means to test it and prove it, is the velocity between the 7.62 by 25 Tokarev and the 7.63 by 25 Mauser really any different? And we'll put that to the test here and find out. The first 3 shots are going to be Winchester 85 grain 7.62 by 25 Tokarev. And the last 3 shots are going to be PPU 7.63 by 25 Mauser. $14.38 FPS. 14.72 FPS. 14.88. All right, so these next 3 are going to be the 7.63 Mauser. 12.64. That is a noticeable drop. 1300. And 1367. So as you can see, there is a noticeable difference between the loadings of 7.63 Mauser and 7.62 Tokarev. All right, final thoughts on the gun before it gets too dark. It's fun, it's cool, it's a good design. I'm glad I bought it. Do I recommend you buying it? Yeah, absolutely, if you could get it for a good price. The ammo's kind of expensive, but it's fun to shoot. It's pretty accurate. The recoil's not bad. It's just a blast. The grip is pretty bad. The sights are horrible. It's an old pistol, so of course the sights are horrible. I've done my patent pending painting the front sight post a high-vis color to help combat that, but it only helps so much. The grips are that classic Bakelite feel, so I mean, it just holds a special place in my heart with the other Kami guns, I suppose. The trigger on mine is really good because I replaced a firing pin. The factory firing pin is cast for some reason, so they're notorious for breaking. Mine never broke. I just got ahead of it and bought an aftermarket firing pin. I can't recall off the top of my head where it is. I'll put it in the comments or maybe in the description where I got it from. But the aftermarket firing pin I put in here helped the trigger pull immensely. It is very light and crisp now. But it did take some modification to the extractor. I had to take the extractor out and grind a little bit off of it so the firing pin would fit correctly. But it was no big deal, you know. It was worth it just to make sure the firing pin doesn't break down the road and I can keep the original one in a bag. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments about this pistol. I love it. And let me know what you would like to see next. Maybe my next video, I'll bring out a more modern gun I have. But if you guys like the older stuff, I'll keep going with the older stuff. Just let me know what you want to see down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.